Hello, gorgeous fempreneur babes. How are we doing today? It's been a hot minute since I've been on here, but I guess it's been since Friday. I just want to really tune into this group and kind of like hop in and see what the vibe is around with this group and shake things up here. I know that we've got entrepreneurs in this group. We've got entrepreneurs in different industries. We have coaches in here, and we have entrepreneurs that are outside of the coaching industry. So I want you all to sort of like tap in and tune in. It's like this video is sort of a pulse check, but at the same time, I do want to share a story with you. So if you want to pulse check and be alive and be in this group, I would love for you to drop a comment, love for you to share this group if it feels like it's aligned with you, to share this group with fellow entrepreneurs and peers who would benefit, because I really want to take this group to the next level. I want to be here more, be active more, and have people be active more, because the thing is that when we are engaged together, there's so many powerful women in this group, and when we're in this together, when we weave a energetic thread of being alive and being present here, then it just elevates the standards. It elevates your presence, elevates your business, elevates the way that you receive information from this group, elevates the way that you connect with people in this group and your belonging in this group and your identity in this group. So it all matters. So if you are tuning in, do a pulse check in the comment section, because I would love to hear from you. And if you find that this video or this group is helpful, please share it with fellow entrepreneurs or people who just would so benefit being plugged into a group of women who are doing their thing, women who are winning in life, women who want to do more, who are looking to and tapping into their potential and want to make more money, want to create beautiful businesses, want to like just express themselves more in their business and make money and be paid for who they are, and want to win in life, because it's just not about business, it's about everything in life. You build a business around your life, right? It's not building a life around your business. We are soul entrepreneurs. So if this speaks to you, let me know in the comments. And if you share it, I would really, really, really appreciate it. So what I want to come on here and chat with you about is about how when we feel like our business isn't flowing, there is an energetic block. 99% of the time, it's because there is an energetic block. Sometimes it just takes time, and other times it's because there's an energetic block, and you can feel it in your body, you can feel it in your heart, and you feel like that when you look at your business and you think about your business, it just feels like, oh, there's a kink energetically, right? And that kink is what we need to unleash. That kink is what we need to unkink and move the flow. One of the greatest way that I have moved through this is to really just, first of all, unapologetically declare and claim that my business will be on the frequency of feeling good. My business will be on the frequency of me expressing myself. And if there is any part of it that feels like I have to act a certain way, be a certain way in order to make sales, then I am going to look into that. Right? I'm going to look at where are the limitations that I'm placing myself on thinking, and the beliefs that I am believing that I need to be a certain way in order to make money. What's the opportunity there? The opportunity there is that I get paid being whoever I am. I get paid and widely compensated through my embodiment, through my body of work, through what I have gone through already. Because I'll say this again, and I say this all the time, if you are here, if you are in my world, if you are doing this work, this soul work, then you're being called to do this work. You're being called to express yourself, be yourself, and through your embodiment, through your leadership, because your story matters. Because what you have been through is why you're here to lead. Why you've been called to lead. Why you've been called to be a channel for people. So when you tap into that you would understand that if there is anything that blocks your channel, blocks the flow energetically and in your business, it means that we gotta like shake it up. We gotta shake things up. We got to feel into what feels good, what feels aligned, and look at what are the crunchy parts. Where are the parts where we're imposing our limitations? So one story that I want to share with you is early this year, I was trying to sell this program of mine, and I was in a little bit of a funky space. I was trying to sell, but then I realized that if I put my business and unapologetically decide that my business is frequency first, unapologetically decide that my business, that the way I feel about my business, the way I feel about my life right now, it will be reflected in my business. It will be reflected in my life. So in the midst of my life, me trying to launch this thing, me trying to buy a place and get a mortgage, me trying to manage my family life and manage my life in general, there was a lot of moving pieces at that time. And a lot of the things weren't moving forward in the way that I wanted to. Things were kinked up in both my businesses, and what I chose to do in that moment is tap back into the belief and knowing that frequency first means I'm vibrating at a certain frequency. I'm vibrating at a certain level. And when I am vibrating at that certain level, it is inevitable the things in that realm that are vibrating at the similar energetic frequency and vibrational resonance will come to me. So the feeling that I was able to access was a feeling of gratitude. And I just tapped into gratitude. I was so grateful about all the little things. I was so grateful that I was a match to be in this 7-8 figure mastermind. I was so grateful that I was a match, and my parents, who are just so kind, would send me food. I was a match for people who would care about me. I was a match for my neighbors who were so loving, and I was so grateful. I was so grateful for every piece of my life. I was so grateful for everything on the daily that felt mundane, but I was so grateful. I tapped into gratitude. I reached for gratitude. I accessed gratitude in the moments where it felt like things weren't working. Even when things weren't working, I'm grateful that things weren't working. I am grateful that there is a flow blockage for me to see, for me to realize that there's an opportunity here for me to expand. And that opportunity came through because it's about me feeling grateful. And then what happened? While I was feeling grateful and tapping in, I was sitting on my couch, grateful, and from that frequency of feeling gratitude, from that frequency of being so grateful for every single little thing that came my way, I was just operating from that. I was taking action from that frequency. And when I was taking action from that frequency, somebody found me. And literally all of this happened within 2 days. Somebody found me, wanted to buy all my things, and she was like, "You are the one. You are the coach for me. You are the one. I want to work with you." And then thereon after, the more I compounded it, people just found me through woodwork. So it's this frequency first, unapologetically deciding that this is the frequency that I want to operate my business on. This is a frequency that I want to stay in. Really just changes the game for you. It doesn't look like it's going to change the game for you until it does. It doesn't look like magic is going to happen until it does. So right now, if in your life, in your business right now, it feels like there's a kink in the flow, it doesn't look like magic is happening, then you get to access the next level frequency? What is right now the flow that you can access? What is right now the next level frequency that you can access in your business? No matter where you are in your business, no matter where you are in your life, what is that next level feeling and vibrational ladder that you can climb up? What is that next notch that you can take your vibration up? Because the more you reach for that, even though in that moment it may feel like it's not gonna work, if there is gonna be a part of you that's gonna say, no, what's the point? It's not gonna work anyways. But just notice that part of you. That's resistance speaking. It's okay. It's okay if there's resistance, because that part of you will really deem it to be not beneficial, not valuable, and deem it to be not helpful. You would think that it's just not valuable. I gotta find a better word to describe this, but that part of you that is resisting will find it to be not significant to even reach for the next feeling thought, next better feeling. So when that comes up, notice it, because that really is resistance. That really is that is your indicator that you can actually do it. That is the indicator that it will actually help you move up the ladder of your vibrational frequency, right? Because in the midst of my things not working, business not flowing, life was just meh. It just felt a certain level of meh, and I was going through a lot of things, juggling with so many things. It just felt like things were just coming at me. In the midst of all that, I chose to feel grateful. Grateful for what is right now. Grateful for what is right now. Grateful for what is right now. Even grateful for the things that are being thrown at me right now. Grateful even for the things that are not working right now. Grateful for the things that I don't feel like they're good for me right now. Grateful, 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 grateful. Even you listening to this, you're able to access gratitude. Me talking about it, I'm able to access gratitude. It's just so simple to access gratitude. So simple to access your next level of vibrational frequency. And when that becomes a standard for your business, becomes a standard for how you operate on, and becomes a standard of how you want your business to feel, and then everything starts flowing. There are a lot of times where my business went through plateaus, and in those plateaus, it's because I don't feel good about something in my business. Then I sit with myself. I tap into my heart space. I sit with myself. I tap into my heart space. What is it? Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 days to move through things. Sometimes it takes a moment to move through things. It's about leaning in and not fearing what comes up, because this is where your leadership is born. This is where your emotional intelligence is being stretched and cultivated. This is where your nervous system is learning how to deal with and cope with all the things. So don't be afraid to lean in when you're feeling a type of way in your business. And it's okay to feel a type of way about your business. It's okay to doubt yourself. It's okay to feel wherever you're feeling right now with your business. The worst thing we can do is right now judge where we are with our business and with our life. But when we just tap into saying that I am unapologetically setting a standard for how I want to feel in my business. Because how do you want to feel in your business? You want to feel good in your business. You want to feel amazing in your business. You want to feel like people are responding, things are flowing, there's momentum. You want to feel all that stuff in your business, and you are only available for that. So tap into feeling that. How can you get to believing that? No matter where you are, move towards it. Move your beliefs towards it. If right now in your business and in your life, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like people are not seeing, things are not moving, and people are not watching your stuff, or the posts are not landing and you're not lit up by it, people haven't bought yet, or the registration numbers aren't as high, and you don't have that sort of momentum, then I would urge you to start tapping into, okay, how do I want to feel in my business? I want to feel great about my business. I want to feel fully expressed in my business. I want to feel like my work really matters. I want to feel like my work really changes the game for people. Then think about how it changes the game for people. Think about all the ways that you can show up and tell people that this motherfucking thing changes the game for you, that my offers and my world changes the game for you. So tap back into unapologetically believing how valuable your work is, because that's what makes you lit up about your business, isn't it? Being able to help people makes you lit up about business, doesn't it? Being able to have your content and your posts land so potently, so beautifully, makes you feel validated and satisfied and a badass in your business, doesn't it? Right? So if it does, then why don't we go and explore that? If it does, then why don't we go and tap into that and feel into that and raise our vibrational standard, raise our frequency? This is how I want to feel in my business. So if I create things from this level, and if I see my programs from this angle, if I see my work and how valuable it is from this angle, and if I write my content from this angle, because you are the source and you are the vibrational source. You get to decide how you want to shift your business. It doesn't matter where your business is. You can always shift. Doesn't matter where it is, what situation, what the past is. None of that matters. You can shift right now. If you had evidence, lack of evidence, you can shift right now. And then you can shift from feeling disempowered to empowered. I think a lot of people, my clients, you feel like it hasn't happened in the past, and you feel so disempowered around things that you would think that this is the same thing that's going to repeat and happen. But how about we start feeling like empowered? How about we start feeling like this is going to change? How about we start seeing the empowerment in the lack of evidence, in the lack of results? Like, things didn't happen for you. Is it because you had to learn? It didn't happen for you. Is it because it had to test you and lead you, and that you were being called to tap into more of your inner leadership? Things haven't happened to you. Is it because your work, it actually is evidence that your work actually works? Because let's say, if you are a confidence coach, and some of the things in the past, it didn't happen for you because you weren't confident. Instead of using that to disprove future possibility of evidence, you should use that to prove future possibility of evidence. Use your past evidence to prove future possibility of evidence, right? Your past evidence or lack thereof to prove future possibility of evidence. If your work, if whatever you didn't work, it only proves that there's more for you to learn. It only proves that you're better, a better mentor, a better leader, a better businesswoman for it, because you have learned and you have gone through that. If you hadn't gone through that, you wouldn't have the lessons, you wouldn't know. But because you went through all that, now you know better. Now you know what works and what doesn't work. Now you know how to navigate the sales, right? So it is about how do you set that vibrational standard and vibrational frequency of your life, of your business, and unapologetically claim that standard and unapologetically set that standard and be like, you know what? I really want to feel so great about my business. I really want to feel so great about my life. So let's work towards that. Let's move towards that. In that moment, it may not feel great, but I am committed to feeling great. I'm committed to feeling better. I'm committed to flowing and introducing flow in my life. The flow of money, the flow of clients, because money is not going to come in if there's a kink. The flow of money, the flow of more clients, and the flow of being able to be paid because of who you are, because of what you embodied, and the flow of your full expression, and just the flow of being unapologetic about who you are, right? So this is the thing. This is a conversation that we're going to have in Unapologetic Mastermind. It is opening doors in 10 days. This is for all entrepreneurs, whether you are in a coach, you're in coaching, or you are just outside of coaching. This applies because I know it firsthand. This applies because I'm a coach, but at the same time, I have another business. This concept applies to all industries. When I am unapologetic about how I want to feel about my business, unapologetic about my business, unapologetic how I want to create about my business, create my business and create my life, my businesses and my life, then things just work. You know, world just really responds to who you are and your standard and what you have decided to create. And when you're unapologetic about how you want your life to feel, then there is nothing more than to just feel that. There's nothing more than having the world respond to that, because the world just responds. It's just as easy because the world is waiting for you to decide. The world is waiting for you to unapologetically create the life that you want. There's actually nothing that's stopping you, nothing that's in the way. So if you vibe with this vibe, Unapologetic is a 3-month container. We're going to start in December, January, February, and we're going to ring in the new year together. We're going to plan how to be unapologetic in the things that you want to create, whether that's in life, whether that's in business, whether that's in money, whether that's in clients, whether we're going to move towards that. You're going to set the standard. So Unapologetic Mastermind is for the women who want to tap into their unapologetic expression, unapologetic vision, and wants to create things unapologetically, and wants to tap into her power unapologetically, tap into that inner leadership and cultivate that inner leadership and conviction unapologetically. We're going to do all the things in this mastermind, whether that's your business or whether that's your life. If it's in your business, we're going to look at how do you step into creating offers that are just the most embodiment of who you are. How can you just fully express yourself and be so much more unapologetic about in your content, in who you are, in how you show up, in your sales, in what feels so aligned for you to sell. We're gonna clean all that stuff up, and we're gonna unkink the flow energetically of your business. And if you and at the same time, we're gonna create a business that it revolves around you, around your life. If you are someone who loves the things, we're going to incorporate that into your business as well, because your business is essentially an expression of who you are. It's a channel of who you are. People get to fall in love with who you are as a person and pay you as a person, pay you for who you are. So Unapologetic currently is at 3,333. It's pay in full. We're going to have weekly group coaching calls, and you're going to also get Telegram access as well. And you'll get my eyes on your business. I'm keeping this group small. It's going to be intimate, and you're going to get my coaching on your business, on your life, and on your unapologetic version. However unapologetic looks like for you, we're going to create that. However winning looks like for you, for your business, we're going to slowly build towards that and work towards that. I'm holding the vibe, I'm holding the space, I'm facilitating this container because I just would love to take women to the next level. And if this is you, this speaks to you, and this feels like a fuck yes for you, that this feels like something that you want to journey with me for the next 3 months, then just hop into my inbox and let me know, and I'll send you more information. Otherwise, if this feels complete for you, let me know in the comment section. How does it feel, and what is that one aha moment that you would just take home and run with it and use this tangible information and just make magic in your business? Have a great, wonderful weekend. I will see you soon.